And for more, we have our correspondent Akshay Dongre with us. Well, Akshay, this virtual summit will be the second time the Prime Minister will be hosting the leaders of the G20 within a span of just over 2.5 months. While development, of course, will be the core agenda, what else can be discussed?
Well, the entire idea, Lipakshi, when the idea of a virtual summit was in fact, brought up by the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi during the G20 presidency by India, was to follow up on all of the decisions that have been agreed by the leaders. For example, when we talk about the Delhi Declaration, or there are several points, be it the climate change issue, be it sustainable development issue, be it the empowerment of women, be it other issues like resolving conflicts in the region by talking about all of the developing world. The G20 had reaffirmed, or rather, they had come to a decision that merely taking a declaration, making a declaration, or deciding on things is not enough. And once the Leaders Summit is over, it takes about a year for the next G20 Leaders Summit to take place in the next host country, and it takes a lot of time. There is a lot of gap between these two Leaders Summit to follow up on all of the decisions that have been agreed upon by the leaders. So the framework that was in fact the idea that was offered by the chair India this year was to hold a follow-up summit, a virtual summit that can in fact bring together all of these leaders for a short span of time, virtually only, so that there is not a lot of movement required, not a lot of work required, and conveniently all of the leaders can in fact sit together once again in a matter of a couple of months and follow up on what exactly has been the progress as far as the decisions are concerned. So once we talk about the agenda of the G20 and the Delhi Declaration, all of the issues, be it sustainable development, economic growth, or all of the other issues related to the development, not just financially, but also of the Human Development Index across the world, will be followed up, that will be decided, that what exactly needs to be changed, because the world keeps on changing. And that is the idea behind this virtual summit. Lipakshi, back to you.
Also, Akshay, throughout the G20 presidency, as you also said, India has worked to ensure that the concerns of Global South receive due cognizance. What can we expect when India is about to hand over the presidency to Brazil now?
Well, what we can expect, in fact, what we have done so far, as India's G20 presidency is concerned, it has inspired the world to take, to utilize this particular, stage to the maximum by bringing all of the countries together, by bringing a lot of guests together. And as far as the African Union or the Global South is concerned, India represented the voice of the Global South. That's what it proved when it hosted the one of its kind Voice of Global South Summit in January. And now, again, just ahead of the G20 Summit, Leaders Summit as well, that is in the virtual mode, there was a second follow-up Voice of the Global South Summit too. So that shows that India is extremely serious as far as the concerns of the Global South are concerned, be it the economic growth, healthcare, education, all of these issues that the Global South has been continuously and consistently raising. Those issues will again come up, and especially with African Union being being the part of the summit from the beginning for the very first time in the virtual summit, we can expect a lot of ideas and issues and concerns and other things coming up by the African Union, as well as they have been coming from the European Union. And that is perhaps one of the biggest signs of how things are changing as far as this global body, the global world body is concerned, as far as G20 is concerned, and its agenda, the way it works, is gonna happen in the upcoming G20 agendas.
All right, Akshay, thank you so much.